Welcome back. So my last video, we were discussing some aluminum bar clamps, and I shared a few thoughts, and the questions, comments, and cheap shots were abounding. So thank you very much for your participation in the conversation. So a couple things right up front. Question that was asked about the Jorgensen clamps. There's a difference between the head portion, this part right here. It's my understanding, if I can trust their website, I'm not sure since they no longer sell this, but I was able to find an example of it on their website. It looks like this is the most recent version. This is cast iron, this is aluminum. And I'm not sure, if I had to guess, I would have thought this would have been the most recent version. This seems to be the one that everyone has copied though. Now, another question that came up though was, what were you doing that caused you to break one clamp and bend this other one? And weren't you abusing the clamp? Yeah, absolutely. So I was working in architectural millwork at the time. We were bowing some boards. We were doing a combination of steam bending and strip laminating. And we had every single clamp in the shop put into service, and some of them we were abusing. Now here's the thing, when you clamp with these, you should be able to apply as much pressure as you can, and then you stop, and then you apply the next clamp. And you can always go back to an earlier clamp to see if you can get it a little tighter. And in the case of these clamps, I normally will tighten these until it begins to get uncomfortable on my hand. And then that kind of is self-regulating. It stops me from over-tightening these clamps. That's one of the reasons why I like this style of handle on a clamp. Another question was, why not pipe clamps? Yeah, why not pipe clamps? I have no problem with pipe clamps. The 3/4 inch clamps that you typically find often have this style of handle, which introduces some of the challenges I mentioned in the last video, especially if you get these two close to one another. A couple people said, well, can't you just alternate the clamps? Sometimes you can. Some projects that's quite possible. Some projects it's not. Also, if a clamp bar is coming past this, it doesn't matter whether the handle's there or not. This could be limited by the bar. These are a 3/4 inch Jorgensen pony clamps. I typically like the 1/2 inch clamp, and they have that same style of sliding handle on them. The one thing you got to watch out for these is they will bend, and so I would say tighten them until you begin to see a bit of a bend, and then stop. That's all the pressure that they can take. But yeah, this is a great way, an economical way to get into clamping. That said, Jorgensen is not the only player. This is a Bessie clamp designed to fit 3/4 inch pipe. Harbor Freight even has one that looks awfully similar to this. So those might be worth considering. Most important thing you'll learn is to use the black steel. This is usually used for gas. It's cheaper than galvanized, and normally you're gonna wanna get some of this paint off. It'll work its way off eventually anyway, but you don't want this to mar the surface of your wood. In the past, I've sanded these down and applied a little bit of polyurethane. Now that I've been using Penetrol on some things, I might be tempted to try that on some clamps. Maybe we'll report back on that. Now this also has an interesting feature. Besides the fact that it's got these little feet that help to hold it up off the bench, this foot right here is designed to allow you to hang it on a cleat or even just a piece of 3/4 inch stock. You do have to have it off of your wall slightly, and then that'll hang the clamp. Kind of a neat feature. But let's go back to the aluminum clamps. I mentioned the Harbor Freight clamp here, and this is one I picked up on Amazon, and they're very, very similar. I assume that perhaps these were even coming from the same factory. Couple differences though between them. You can see this one has a screw that's holding the jaw onto the lead screw, where this one has a roll pin driven through the jaw. And what I thought was kind of cool about this one is it has a rule built into it. Now, once I got it, I realized it's not everything I had hoped it would be, because notice where the 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch mark is. They're measured from here. I thought this could be cool if you know you're clamping something that's 24 inches wide. You could slide that to the 24 inch mark or so and be ready to roll. But no, they're printed backwards. So I suppose that that's only going to be good for use as a rule, but I wouldn't use it as a rule, if you know what I mean. Now we're going to come back to these in just a minute to look at one more detail, but I picked up a few more clamps because I thought they looked so much alike. Again, I thought, well, maybe these are coming from the same factory, but no, they are not. And I have definitive proof to that. This is the Peachtree, and this is the Rockler. Now, again, quick glance, looking at the catalog and looking at Amazon, I thought for sure these were the same, but a couple differences. This one has that ability to hang it from a cleat, where the Peachtree does not. Likewise, just like on the difference between the Harbor Freight and the generic Amazon clamp, the Peachtree jaw is held in place with the screw, and the Rockler one is held in place with a roll pin. If you look at the jaws themselves, oh, this is going to be awkward. If you look at the jaws themselves, you can see that the Rockler comes pre-drilled for adding clamping pads to it, where the Peachtree does not. I'm sure it wouldn't be difficult to drill your own holes, but Rockler has them on both jaws. And then a couple other just subtle differences, where this one has 2 rivets holding the head in place, and these rivets are held in place with little retaining washers. This is just like the other bar clamps from Harbor Freight and the generic Amazon one. The Rockler is literally riveted in place. So I suppose that would mean this one is probably more likely to stay on, but if you have some form of a failure, this one's going to be a little harder to deal with. This one we can just press off. And it's the same on both ends. Even on the movable jaw, this is a rivet that's holding it in place. Now, how do I know these are not coming from the same factory? Great question. This one was made in Vietnam. This one's made in Taiwan. They're basically the same price, so, make your own decision up about them. I like them, though. So, I don't know, maybe I lean this way because they would hang a little easier. I kind of like the blue color as well, but I don't really have any problem with the Peachtree design. One more thing that might be worth considering is the gauge of this extrusion. And I don't know if you can tell, but the Harbor Freight is ridiculously thin. In fact, they put a plastic cap on the end that covers this, and that may be for that very reason, to hide that fact. But I have them here in order of their extrusion thickness, with the Rockler being the largest. Hey, couldn't we throw a caliper on there to measure it? Yeah, I suppose we could. We're not gonna. Also, with these jaws side by side, you can see the difference in their width and their height, and roughly the same spring. Now on to hand screw clamps and some clamps that have to do with Shopsmith. If you're new to the channel, and to the 60 of you that have subscribed since that last video, welcome to the channel. My channel is kind of Shopsmith centric, which doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to learn something from what I do. But I worked for Shopsmith for a number of years, and I use almost always Shopsmith tools. And they have introduced 4 clamps over the years, and I want to share 3 of the 4, the 3 that I would own, and I'll talk briefly about the one I wouldn't. But let's talk about the first one being a luthier's clamp. Very few of us have any need for this. This was made by Dubuque for Shopsmith to celebrate their 25th year. So years ago, it's not seen any use whatsoever, but they're out there. If you see them on eBay or Craigslist, might be worth picking up. Dubuque also made hand screw clamps for Shopsmith. They have the Shopsmith logo on them. I refer to these, the Dubuque brand, as Micro Moose. It's Miro Moose. I can't believe that for probably 35 years I've been pronouncing it wrong. And I even went and watched a friend's video, and he also called it Micro Moose, so I'm not the only one. I love these clamps, and one of the main reasons, or several of the main reasons, are they tend to pay very careful attention to the grain direction. These pieces are often quarter sawn, maybe rift sawn, but it's been rare to see a Dubuque clamp where the grain direction is running this way parallel to the barrel nuts. Imagine if you had to have this under tension this way and the grain was running this way, the clamps would be falling apart. If you look at anybody else's clamps, just wander into a woodworking store that has hand screw clamps and look at the end. If they are not the Dubuque clamp, it's going to be a crapshoot. A couple other things I really like about these. The ferrules are not just flush, but they're slightly undersized for the handle. The majority of the ones that you'll find, the ferrule actually stands a little bit high of the handle and also can potentially be sharp. Now you could file those or sand them if you want to, but these are always just perfect right off the production floor. Also, instead of using a rivet, they use a roll pin, which means this could be removed easily if you need to do some work on replacing the handle or doing something with the jaws, where almost everyone else is using a rivet. And let's take a look at the Jorgensen, because yeah, I'm looking at you, Jorgensen. Almost always, this has got a bit of a wave to it, and the way that it's stamped has a slight raised edge, almost a burr. And it's larger in diameter than the handle. So if you're getting a lot of force on this and your hand happens to slip, there's a potential here for injury. You're not going to hemorrhage or anything, but you know, if you're taking blood thinners, you're going to watch that out. Also, the rivet, the head of the rivet is standing proud, which is just one more thing I might catch my hand on. Other than that, they're very similar, and the threads are both Acme threads. But if we look at the generic ones, like what you might find at Harbor Freight or even at places like Rockler, if you look at most of these, they're using something akin to a USS 3/8/16 thread. Now there's a left-hand and a right-hand thread here being used, but they come to a sharp point, and under great stress, they're going to become damaged. So the Acme thread is the ideal thread to use here. Also, you know, the quality control here, I believe this was one I traded for with a buddy of mine. I got a box of handscrew clamps that he says he never uses. I traded him something for them, and I just couldn't believe that this was in there with a massive knot and a big split in the top. This one's never been used and probably just needs to decorate a wall somewhere. Now the final Shopsmith clamp is one I almost hesitate to show you. This is a double bar panel clamp, and I think it's spectacular. I am at least once a week checking Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for these, and have purchased several that way. And this is why I don't want to mention them to you, because I don't want you going out there grabbing them away from me until I get a full supply of them. They were made in a couple lengths. They were made always with the poplar wooden beams on them. A buddy of mine here on YouTube with the channel Woodshop Nerdery did a wonderful run through of this clamp. I will link to it. You definitely need to see the whole thing being walked through. But there's been this trend lately to make clamps like this, but they all seem to be missing the most important feature. And let me show you. Now you might think to yourself, I could just buy the hardware. Rockler sells the hardware. Today even Shopsmith sells the hardware. And you could take a piece of wood and you could drill these holes and then rip it in half, and there you go, you got your double bar clamp. But the secret is in the other face. You'll notice that there is a curve to this face. And that is because when you slide your boards in to make a panel, the bars first make contact dead center on your panel, and then as you apply pressure, pressure comes in from the end, and then the two ends get clamped down, applying even more pressure across the face. It's a wonderful design and something that has not been copied to the best of my knowledge, even though a bunch of people have made what looks like a copy of the double bar clamp. Shopsmith was offering these back in the 1980s, 90s, early 2000s, and then they switched their hardware manufacturer. Whoever was making the hardware for them, initially, the handles were made in-house. These are the same handles that you will find for locking the headstock on the Shopsmith or locking the carriage on the Model 500. I say the same, they're similar. But now if you buy the hardware from them, you get this style of handle, very similar to the one that Rockler provides if you buy their kit. In fact, instead of drilling these or routing these holes, they actually have now a plastic rack that you screw in place. I just can't imagine that being an ideal solution. This was great, but I'm sure it was expensive for them to produce, so it's a relic of a bygone era. Now, what about the fourth Shopsmith clamp? Well, that was a clamp that Shopsmith sold under a sister brand called Shopmate, and the clamp was the Maxi-Clamp. And I'd love to just make air quotes when I say the word clamp. They claimed it was a clamping system. Basically, what you got was a box of 3/8 all thread and a number of pieces and parts, including some very nice knobs. I do like the knobs, and a bunch of other parts that, when put together, will tackle 0 clamping jobs. It was such a Rube Goldberg of a clamp system that I hated it. Every time we had to whip that thing out during the academy training at Shopsmith, it was always just such an embarrassment. What I will tell you, though, is the hardware that's in that clamp kit is great for building jigs and fixtures. So if you can get your hands on one at a great price, it's not bad. It's just not going to function as a clamp like all of us were told that it would. All right, enough said. Make it a great day.